Washington, Donald Trump's former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn is now cooperating with investigators looking into Russian election meddling, an ominous sign that the U.S. president could be implicated in the ongoing probe. Flynn, a former Army general, pleaded guilty on Friday to lying to the FBI about conversations he had with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak, one of which occurred at Trump Tower in December 2016, with Trump's son-in-law and advisor Jared Kushner. Court papers indicate that Flynn said he was acting under instructions from senior Trump officials when he met with Kislyak to discuss sanctions imposed by former President Barack Obama in retaliation for Russia's election meddling. He told FBI investigators on January 24, 4 days after Trump's inauguration, that he did not ask Kislyak to refrain from escalating the situation in response to sanctions, a court filing said. He also falsely stated that he did not recall the Russian ambassador subsequently telling him that Russia had chosen to moderate its response to U.S. sanctions as a result of his request. A day after the Trump Tower meeting, President Vladimir Putin of Russia said Moscow would not retaliate against the United States in response to the sanctions. So far, no evidence of collusion has emerged, but Flynn is the fourth Trump official to be charged. The first, Foreign Policy Advisor George Papadopoulos, was dismissed by the White House as a low-ranking volunteer after he pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his contacts with a Russian professor who was promising to dish dirt on Hillary Clinton. The White House also dismissed the second case, against campaign manager Paul Manafort and his deputy Rick Gates, as involving people who played a very limited role for a very limited amount of time and involving charges that had nothing to do with Trump. But Flynn is the highest-profile Trump ally, and the first aide who worked in the White House, to face charges in Mueller's investigation. Assuming Mueller is using the charges to leverage Flynn, the investigation has gotten much closer to the president himself. The question is what else Flynn has offered apart from his guilty plea. Trump developed a close rapport with Flynn on the campaign trail, where the general delivered fiery denunciations of Hillary Clinton, including leading a "lock her up" chant at the Republican National Convention, and he gave Trump much-needed national security credentials. Flynn, however, had a mixed reputation among other Trump aides, who thought he gave the president questionable information and questioned some of his business dealings. Even after reports emerged earlier this year that Flynn had misled Vice President Mike Pence about the contact with Kislyak, Trump was conflicted over firing him. Trump's request of former FBI Director James Comey to be lenient with Flynn has also come under scrutiny by the special counsel. In recent weeks, Trump's lawyers have expected Flynn to plead guilty, particularly after one of Flynn's lawyers said he could no longer communicate about the probe with Trump's lawyers. That signaled that Flynn had begun to cooperate or was already actively seeking to cooperate with investigators.